Marina had been getting ready for hours. She was struggling to find the perfect, elegant, yet seductive outfit for tonight's event, their 20th wedding anniversary. She married young, head over heels, in love with her college sweetheart, Dave. The charming guy with piercing eyes was popular among all the girls in their class, but he immediately noticed shy Marina, petite and gentle. On their first date, they realized they were perfect for each other. It was no surprise that their desire to spend their lives together was accepted by both their families as a given. And now, they had been together for 20 years. Standing in front of the mirror, adjusting her azure Audrey Hepburn-style dress, Marina reminisced about their life together. There were many moments, both good and bad. The birth of their first son, Andrew, followed by their second rascal, Tom. The long-awaited purchase of their apartment, their first trip to the beach, and Dave's numerous infidelities. Marina didn't want to take her husband back when he first cheated on her. The situation was quite ordinary. Marina was at work when she got a call from the daycare saying that Tom had a fever. Worried and upset, she rushed to pick him up. But instead of quickly putting Tom to bed and taking his temperature, Marina nearly had a heart attack. Unlocking the door, she found her husband with a long-legged brunette wearing his shirt. Marina had caught them in their marital bedroom. What followed was classic. Tears, screams, and endless "I'm sorry." Back then, Marina was determined to get a divorce. She took the kids and went to her parents' country house. But Dave was persistent. Daily calls, daily visits. He met her before and after work. He brought flowers and gifts. He invited her to restaurants, begging her to come back and keep the family together for the sake of the kids. And Marina broke down. She loved her husband, even idolized him. She didn't want to break up the family. Well, he made a mistake once, she reasoned. And she gave him a second chance. For a while, their relationship rekindled with passion. Marina and Dave couldn't get enough of each other. Life seemed to return to normal, and Marina felt safe. But once again, like a bolt from the blue, it happened again. Another affair. This time with an old classmate. "I can't help it, Marina. It's in a man's nature," Dave told his wife. He convincingly argued that he wasn't to blame for his affairs. Nature, the traitor, made men polygamous. His flirting and affairs didn't affect his feelings for his wife. Marina forgave her husband again, and she continued to forgive him multiple times. Her parents and friends threw up their hands. "Why do you let him humiliate you? How can you take your Dave back when he smells like another woman?" they wondered. But Marina no longer justified herself to anyone. Her husband was a wonderful father and a real breadwinner. Dave owned an IT company that developed mobile apps. He not only earned a decent living, but could afford to take his family abroad twice a year for a whole month. And even now, with the kids grown up, he paid for their education at prestigious universities and supported the family. What more could a woman dream of? Marina considered herself happy and had long looked at her husband's infidelities with irony. Besides, Dave hadn't been caught for several years, and she thought he had settled down. Her thoughts were interrupted by a knock on the door. Opening it, she saw a courier. "Marina?" the young man asked. "Yes, that's me," she replied. "Delivery for you. Please sign here." He handed her a wrapped gift along with a gorgeous bouquet of multicolored gerberas, her favorite flowers. Marina was thrilled. Who could this be from? She wondered, and eagerly unwrapped the package. Inside was a velvet box containing gold earrings and a bracelet adorned with her favorite stones, topazes. In the flowers, she found a small card. "To the most beloved, understanding, and patient." She immediately knew it was from her dear Dave. Only Dave signed cards so succinctly and poignantly. Her phone rang. Dave's name appeared on the screen. "Hello," Marina answered. "Marina, my love, I'm waiting for you downstairs. Come on down. She heard her husband's voice. I'm coming. The evening promised to be romantic. As if on wings, she quickly descended the stairs, her heels clicking. Her outfit and dress gave her confidence. At that moment, Marina felt like that 20-year-old girl rushing to her first date. Reaching the bottom, she saw her husband. Tall, handsome, in a stylish suit with an open collar. How could it be that after 20 years of marriage, she still loved him so much? Dave opened the car door for his wife. "Happy anniversary, darling," he said, and kissed Marina, helping her into the car. "Thank you, and you too," she smiled. "Where are we going?" "Tonight is ours. I suggest we first go to the park for some ice cream, and then we'll visit the cafe where we first met. What do you say?" Marina's eyes lit up. Such romance from Dave was unexpected. Her heart was singing. She was almost dancing with delight. "I've never been this happy, Dave," she replied. "I feel like I've turned back the clock 20 years. I feel like I'm back in those days when we just started dating." "And you look 20. Dave winked. And he was right. Marina was petite, with rounded features, and her hair, soft, wavy. He wanted to bury his face in it right now. Despite the years, Marina hadn't lost her youthful beauty. "Tonight I'll forget all the bad things," Marina promised herself. "No sad thoughts. No memories that make me sad." All the way to the park, they talked and joked. The evening was just for them. Buying ice cream, Marina took her husband's arm, and they strolled leisurely by the pond. The evening sun had almost set behind the tall maple trees. The sunset was beautiful. Swans swam in the pond, beautiful birds, loyal to each other until death. Couples in love and moms with strollers walked along the park paths. Marina and Dave enjoyed the evening. It seemed nothing could spoil their celebration. "Dave! Dave! Davy!" they heard. At first, the couple didn't pay attention. Suddenly, a young woman about 25 with a stroller appeared in front of them. In the stroller was a baby in a blue onesie. The couple froze. "Why didn't you tell me you'd be here? We could have joined you with little Johnny," the woman said to Dave. The air was thick with silence. Marina forgot to breathe. "Who is she? How does she know my husband? Whose baby is that?" A swarm of questions buzzed in her head. Marina stared at her husband, waiting for his reaction. Dave turned into a guilty boy, mumbling something unintelligible. First, it was a theory about a distant relative, which quickly turned into a story about an old friend. Marina decided to take control. "Sweetie, what's your name?" she asked. "Jessica," the young mother replied. "And how do you know Dave?" "You see, it so happens that Dave is my husband," Marina smiled. "Didn't he tell you he was married?" Jessica took a step back. "You're his wife?" Her eyes flashed with fire. Such sparks could have easily burned Dave to ashes. The young woman looked at her lover, demanding an explanation. But he remained silent. "Well, it's my turn," Marina thought and continued. "Oh, darling, we're celebrating our 20th wedding anniversary today," she addressed her husband. "Dave, how could you? You used to tell all your flings that you were married. Why didn't you tell Jessica?" Dave's eyes widened. His tongue stuck to the roof of his mouth. Like a fish out of water, he gasped for air. And Marina continued. "Well, that's not nice. Since it's come to this, let's get to know each other better. I'm Marina, Dave's wife." She extended her hand. The stunned young woman automatically extended her hand in response. "Jessica, nice to meet you," she said. "Jessica, who's this little one?" Marina asked. "This is Johnny, my son. Mine and Dave's," Jessica proudly replied. "He's 2 months old." "Really?" Marina exclaimed and looked at her husband. "So that's the business trip you took to San Francisco last year. How was it? Did you enjoy it? Marina, I can explain everything, Dave croaked. Clearly, he was learning to speak again, like a toddler. Their dialogue was interrupted by Jessica. And how do you know I'm from San Francisco? The young woman was surprised. Sweetie, it's simple. My dear husband last went on a business trip to that city. You know, travelers collect magnets from the places they've been, but my husband collects women. There wouldn't have been enough space for you on our fridge. It's full, Marina shrugged. Jessica's face twisted with anger. He never left any souvenirs in the form of children for his mistresses. You're the first, Marina continued. Well, since that's the case, let's figure it out. Where do you live? Do you rent an apartment? Yes, Dave rented us an apartment right by the park. He promised to move in. He promised a family, Jessica admitted. Marina theatrically gasped. What? You spend our family budget on your mistress? She exclaimed. That's not economical at all. Then Marina turned to Jessica. Jessica, we have a big apartment. There's enough room for everyone. So pack your things and move in with Johnny. It'll be easier for you, more fun for us. And I'll find it easier to handle Dave's infidelities. Consider it. If he cheats on me, he's cheating on you too. And sometimes he'll cheat on you with me. You know, marital duty and all that. The air was electric with tension. Marina was enjoying her role. She was fully in charge of the scene. He promised you a family. Consider it done, she continued. We already have 2 sons, but they're grown. Your Johnny still has a lot of growing up to do, so we'll all live together. We'll split all the chores equally, except for washing Dave's socks and underwear. I'm tired of that. They smell so bad, and he won't let me wash them in the machine. What do you say? Enough! Jessica exploded. I don't even want to listen to this nonsense. She then turned to Dave and shouted, You know what, dear? I don't want to know you. If your wife is this crazy, then you're just as bad. They say couples become alike over time. And grabbing the stroller handle, Jessica ran away from the couple. Marina stood there, breathing heavily. She couldn't believe she had stepped out of her victim role and become a true predator. She had managed to not only fend off her husband's mistress, but also put her husband in his place. Of course, she didn't intend to live with Jessica and share her husband. She said it to sow discord in their relationship. Well, dear, she said, have a nice evening. Standing on the park path, Dave watched his wife walk away. He didn't even notice the ice cream melting down his hands. Sweet and formless.